Coming up on the Sports Desk, West High hosted a Pioneer League football battle between the Warriors and Saxons. How will West answer after that beatdown by Inglewood? Well, the Tartars had to face Inglewood this week, and it kind of went the same way as West.
And into the end zone for the touchdown.
And the ECC Warriors grab another win. Girls volleyball playoffs are here. We've got your brackets, breakdown, and match highlights. Girls golf, tennis, plus track and field have big days. Torrance's boys water polo grabs another W. West looks ahead to winter as girls soccer tryouts get underway. Soccer at ECC equals never quit, plus flag football with the kids. Future All-Stars right here. We've got the who, what, where, when, why, and how. Let's get things started right now. Hey guys, welcome to the Sports Desk, your one source for all things Torrance sports. I am your host, Lesley Robins, bringing you a gateway to the brightest sports stars and hottest sports spots in Torrance. Before we get to the good stuff, we want to hear from you. Here are the social media stats. I'm at Lesley Mia. The show is at the Sports Desk TV. We've got email, Facebook. Tell us what's going on and what we need to know, because when it comes down to it, this show is all about you. Now let's get you in the know with some numbers. Week 8 in football has come and gone, and in its wake, it set the stage for next week, where the Pioneer League title is on the line. It's going to be North High against Inglewood, and that game will go down on the Saxons' home turf. Now, to get to this soon-to-be wild matchup, North had to beat West, and Inglewood had to take the game from Torrance. So, starting with North versus West, the Saxons won the toss and, as you know, the game, which left North 7-1 overall, 3-0 in league. Melanie Chacon has the details.
Lesley, this is one of the rivalry games we've all been waiting for. North got the win over West tonight, 56-7. The Saxons have now beat their opponents by an average of 32 points. Here are some of the big plays from tonight. After a slow start, North's Stephen Bradford Jr.'s interception would change the momentum for the Saxons. Late in the first, Lagarde and Blake Banks connect for a touchdown, and the Saxons are just getting started. In the second, Bradford Jr. goes right through the Warriors' defense, and he takes it all the way to the house. Later, it's Bradford Jr. with another interception, a 70-yard touchdown run, and North leads it 35-0 at the half. In the fourth, Zarek's Reamer ends West's scoreless drought, and the Warriors are on the board with 7. But Denzel Alexander would seal the deal for North on this 85-yard return, and the Saxons run away with the game 56-7.
They're taking nothing for granted. They're getting ready. They're preparing. They're watching film. They're coming to work every day. So we by our seniors, by the leadership that they're showing, it's been obviously an enjoyable season so far. They're so beat up and banged up and too many injuries, so it's not your typical West team, because this is usually a dogfight. They just don't have the manpower right now with too many guys on the sideline.
Just practicing week in and week out, just getting better and better by each week, taking every game as a learning experience, and just every week just working harder and harder. We're just gonna have to outplay them, and just they're gonna be fast. That's all we know. They're gonna be really fast, so we're just gonna have to just outlast them, basically. That's all we got to do. I mean, that's what we've been doing to every team. We condition so hard during the week. Uncle Moss gets us good and ready to play by each week, so we just got to work hard and condition and just get ready.
And you have to feel for the athletes playing with such heart at Torrance High. The Tartars had to face Inglewood, who are now 8-0 overall and 3-0 in league. Torrance lost 63-0, leaving them 0-8 on the season, 0-3 in league. Cameron Stelly was there.
It was senior night tonight at Torrance High and the last home game of the season. Not the outcome the Tartars hoped for, but their spirits still remain high. Inglewood got on the board early and didn't let off speed. Quarterback on the keep to get the first touchdown of the night. The Tartars tried to respond, but would punt the ball away on downs, and the very next possession, Inglewood again taking it to the end zone. This one by Jaquan Banks. Unfortunately, this was the trend for the remainder of the night as the Sentinels shut out the Tartars and win it 63-0. However, Torrance stayed positive. The seniors reflected on their last home game in a Tartars uniform and head coach Rock Hollis's last season.
For me, it's like it kind of kicks. I know it's going to kick in for me later on in the night, but like for a lot of other guys, it's because they've been here for, 4 years. It's my first year in this school. But I feel like the energy, I feel like all the love that this school shows for their players and how much they appreciate their football team.
Just getting that recognition is great, but just playing for my teammates, just doing everything I can. Being in this last home game, it's amazing, but I went by too fast.
It was amazing. Every year I've seen them go down by down. It's a mix of feelings. It's my last time playing on this field, which I can't really believe, but I guess it happened.
It's always a pleasure to coach the guys. That's the only reason I've coached as long as I have. They talk about wins and they talk about losses and they talk about a lot of things, but it's that camaraderie. It's that thing you have with the players that you want to make them go from young boys and turn them into young men. I think I only had 5 or 4 from that class that were actually seniors from the original class. But I got to tell you, to every one of the seniors, I appreciated everything they've done so far. And this is my last year, my 29th year. And it's reasons, they're the reasons I coach. I don't coach for glory or fame or wins or losses or anything like that. I coach to help mold young men. And when you hear things like that, it's really gratifying, I must say.
South High should totally be proud of what they leave out on the field. They beat Morningside on the road 49-6. Putting them at 5-3 overall, 2-1 in league. The Knights, on the other hand, couldn't bring home the dub while away, falling to the Cardinals 41-32, putting them at 1-7 overall, 0-1 in league. Over at El Camino, it was time for the Warriors to defend their National Division Central League title, and that they did against the Olympians. Justin Thompson was at Murdoch Stadium.
Thanks, Lesley. Another week, another win for the ECC football team, ranked top 10 in the state and for good reason. Coming off of the bye, taking on San Diego Mesa here tonight, and they played well. Let's get to the highlights right now. El Camino got on the board first with this pass to freshman wideout Corey Payne, and he would take it all the way to the house to give the Warriors an early 7-0 lead. Sneaky play call here by the Warriors, implementing a little role reversal with wide receiver Robert Farrell throwing it back to his quarterback Jermon Gatoy for the easy touchdown as the first quarter comes to an end. San Diego Mesa would respond right back to start the second quarter. Their QB gets lit up by 2 Warriors, but he hangs in there, makes the throw, and the wide receiver does the rest to make it a 14-7 game. The Olympians would add another touchdown, but ECC came right back with a score of their own. This time, a more traditional one, with Gatoy finding Farrell down the sideline. Great pass, great catch, 21-13 Warriors. 5 minutes left in the second half, and it turned into the Logan Taylor show. Playing with one hand in a cast, he comes up with an interception, and then with seconds left in the half, Logan comes up with this sack. What a performance by the Warriors' defensive leader.
We know that if we can get some stops for our offense, that our offense could put up the points. So we just knew that if we get these stops, it'll be good for us, and that's what we did.
Big special teams play here in the second half with the Warriors blocking the punt, and freshman Dejon Van Hook scoops it up and runs it in for his first touchdown of the year. He was still smiling about the play after the game.
It felt amazing, you know what I'm saying? That was my first touchdown of the year, so it felt really good. It was crazy how it happened. Like, for me, I get in, do my thing on defense, and then I'm going, and next you know, I literally slip the lineman. I look over to my left, and I see the ball just floating. I'm like, it's slow motion, so I just grab it and just run in. And, like, I saw someone next to me, so my first instinct was, like, to duck, and it's all my teammates, and I just turned over my friends, so it was good. It felt really good.
El Camino would hold strong to secure the victory by a final score of 45-27. Make it 5 in a row for a blazing hot Warriors team.
It's an all-around dub, and it's going to be good in the film room. We love it. Everyone got to play. That's what we really want, so everyone can get a look. And, yeah, we love it.
Feels really good. You know, we're undefeated. We're trying to keep it rolling. You know, we did lose to Riverside, but we put that in the past. You know, got our first game jitters out, and we've just been rolling ever since.
I was really pleased with our effort tonight, and we did a good job. Statistically, both schools are 4-1 with losses to Riverside. I think, you know, if you look at our point output and points against, it's really similar. So for us to come out here against a tough Mesa team, it felt good. I was really pleased.
Okay, coming up, we've got volleyball games and brackets. On the court for girls tennis, golf gets top honors. A track and field league meet takes over West. Soccer at West and ECC. Torrance boys water polo grabs another dub. And the kids find their fun with flag football. Stay tuned.
These are the moments that bring us to our feet. The anticipation. The 15 seconds of fame. The big catch. But the most important moment happens when we all stand together. Join us as we stand up to show our support for loved ones affected by cancer. Visit standuptocancer.org/MLB. Stand up with us.
Welcome back to the Sports Desk. Lesley Robins here. We've got some pretty stellar girls tennis action going on around town. The South Torrance girls tennis team is now the top-ranked team in this week's CIF Southern Section Division II poll. The Lady Spartans also recently defeated Torrance 14-4. Well, we were courtside as the Lady Tartars took on the Lady Saxons. Justin Thompson has the highlights.
Some tennis at North High School, a Pioneer League matchup between North High and Torrance High. And on this occasion, the Saxons came out on top. North dropped only 2 sets this match, one in singles and one in doubles, for a commanding 16-2 team victory. First-year head coach Joseph Choi liked what he saw from his team.
This season's pretty good. We lost only South High. Other teams we all win. We're pretty good.
North High's senior captain was simply dominant today, playing out of the #1 single spot, and she swept her matches 6-1, 6-1, and 6-0. After the match, she assessed North's performance so far this year.
I think my team is really working hard and more motivated. The start of the season, it was a little bit hard, especially for our doubles. We lost 5 seniors last year, so that was basically our whole doubles team. And now we were able to come back, work harder on our doubles, and I think that's really what's making our team stronger.
And in addition to the team's success, she has some high goals for herself as one of the top players in the Pioneer League.
As for myself, I hope the rest of the season will pan out well and I make it to finals of league again and hopefully win it. That, of course, will take a lot of hard work and dedication that I'm willing to put in and make it to CIF again for my last year.
South High boasts the best team in league right now, but North will look to change that when they face them again in their last match of the season.
In golf, congrats to the Torrance High girls golf team who were just named Co-Ocean League champion. They are now playoffs bound. Coach Carr told me the girls were very focused and worked very hard at practice leading up to the matches. And to the volleyball playoff brackets we go. In Division II, Bishop Montgomery will host Flint Ridge Sacred Heart. Pioneer League champion South High hosts Valencia in a Division III first-round match. 2 area teams will be on the road against league champions in Division IV. Torrance High visits Rio Hondo League champion South Pasadena, and West takes on Mountain Pass champ Hemet. And Ambassador High is on the road in its Division IX first-round match against Lutheran of Laverne. Well, they don't call the Bishop Montgomery volleyball squad your 2019 Delray League champion for nothing. Here are the Lady Knights in their regular season finale versus St. Joseph. The Knights raced to a 9-2 lead over St. Joseph, including this heavy kill from Kenya-Stafford. Bishop led 13-5 in the first set, but the Jesters closed to within 20-18 behind Emily Noble, who recorded that kill. From Zoe Morales to Julie St. Pierre to Autumn Kirby, the Knights closed out the first set for a 25-20 victory over St. Joseph. Judy Wayne closed out St. Joseph's 25-20 second set victory over Bishop with a blistering kill to tie the match 1-1. To the third set we go, and the Knights took back control with a 25-19 victory over the Jesters on this clinching kill by Kenya-Stafford. Bimonti now holds a 2-1 lead. And there you have it. The Knights completed an unbeaten run through the Delray League with a 25-20, 20-25, 25-19, 25-21 victory over St. Joseph, claiming its first Victory League title since 2015. And And it happened to be senior night to boot. In a pregame ceremony, the Delray League champion honored seniors Ray Bennett, Autumn Kirby, Caitlin Johnson, and Emily Cloud. What a moment. And then we witnessed the Pioneer League showdown between the Lady Tartars, 11-13 overall, 6-4 in league, and the Lady Warriors, who are 14-12 overall and 8-2 in league. Cameron Stelly has the highlights.
Torrance Volleyball hosted rival West High in a home conference game Wednesday night and unfortunately weren't able to get a win. The Tartars went head-to-head against the Warriors in all 3 sets, but the Tartars couldn't catch a break, falling 3-0. In Game 1, what seemed like a rocky start for West didn't last long when the Warriors soon got into rhythm and took control of Game 1, winning 25-19. In Game 2, the Tartars tried to regain momentum with good defense and serving to get the Warriors out of sync, but it wasn't long before the Warriors would respond and start their rally. The Warriors take Game 2 25-21. Game 3 ended with an even closer score, 25-22, to seal the win for the Warriors. West High finished second in the league and will begin CIF competition next week. Here's what West had to say about tonight's win.
Consistent, playing our volleyball, not worrying about what's on the other side of the court. We tend to be a little bit in our own heads, and we just wanted to concentrate on executing. It's volleyball, it fluctuates a lot, it's just a game of mistakes, and at the end of the day, we made less mistakes.
Like not giving up on each point, knowing that there's a lot of volleyball left, even if there's only 3 points left in the match. A lot of teams can go very competitively, so we just have to keep pushing through. This season has been one of my favorites, not only because I'm a senior, but to share the court with girls that I've grown up with for the 4 years in high school has been really amazing to see how far we've come.
This was our last league game, so next is hopefully CIF. Hopefully we can get further in there. We're super excited to compete as a team.
And before brackets were released, your Pioneer League champion South High swept North on senior night. It was actually an all-level sweep to remain undefeated in league. That's 10-0 in league, 22-7 overall. On to boys water polo. Here is the Tartars' winning goal in their recent league match against the Spartans. We've got to see that again. Guys, this sport is not easy. The Torrance High boys water polo team is at the top of the standings right now, 10-3 overall, 3-0 in league. We will have more league matches for you next week. Okay, coming up, the Warriors host a track and field meet and meet the cute kids playing flag football. We head to West for girls soccer tryouts, plus ECC soccer never gives up. Stay tuned.
If you love them enough to drive an hour to cheer them on as they get beat 11-0 in the rain, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Throw that ball, Diane. Woo! You got this.
Welcome back to the Sports Desk. Lesley Robins here. Football is all the rage in the high schools, of course, and at the park, as in flag football for the kids. Melanie Chacon has the story.
The City of Torrance offers a co-ed youth flag football program for kindergartners through 8th graders. We caught up with one of the teams before their latest game.
We're just here to hopefully get our first win tonight. Practice every day, going over coverages and things that we've missed during the previous games. My goal, is to get them, out there and be able to better their game each week. They love the game of football, and it's also much safer than tackle. There's less head concussions, less injuries, and I make sure they ice every night after the game, after practice, and just make sure that they're injury-free.
Coach so far has been teaching us how to pull our flags, how to keep people safe, but also be aggressive, try and get that win. Basically, the only difference between football, like pads, tackle, and flag, you just have to pull the flag, basically. Why I like to play football is because it almost gives me this joy and happiness in my heart, and I just really love the sport.
I played flag football once before, and I also played tackle before, so I just played so I can play with my friends and have fun.
We work on our routes for like the wide receivers, quarterbacks. Practice on the warm up the arm. We practice defense for different situations.
I really enjoy it, and I have a real passion for it. I really love throwing and catching, and it's really fun to play with guys. They're a lot more rough, but they're not as sensitive. So yeah, it's really fun. It's not really discriminated at all, actually. They all treat me the same, and it's just really fun. Our goal today in their game is winning and doing our best as a team and really working together.
West High recently hosted a track and field meet where all our area schools came to play or run. Justin Thompson has the story.
The second Pioneer League cross-country meet took place last week at West High, and the runners did not disappoint. On the women's side, it was Lily Albert from South High reaching the finish line first and clocking in just under 18 minutes for her 3 miles.
This whole season, breaking 18 has been a really big goal of mine, and I thought it was really crazy because the first few races we had were flat, and that was kind of the place to do it, and I just didn't have it in me those days. And then this one I really didn't expect to be a PR course, but I was just so happy. I wanted to cry, but I was all my teammates were yelling at me that I could do it, and I felt so amazing to finish.
And it felt all the better because this race offered Lily a chance for redemption.
This race I've been thinking about a lot lately because 2 weeks ago we had League One, and I just got outkicked by Angela from Torrance. So I was thinking about it all the time, trying to visualize myself winning because I knew I had it in me, but I just didn't have it 2 weeks ago. And I think mentally really helped me just each day training, focusing on what my goal was, and that just physically made me feel a lot better this time.
West was very comfortable at home and won the event as a team on the women's and men's side, where Joshua Murray came in at 15 minutes and 5 seconds to secure first place. What does it take to run 3 miles in 15 minutes?
Just a lot of focus, a lot of training, definitely hydration. I drink 9 bottles a day during school of water. Just focusing on everything, just visualizing winning and just focusing on the race.
6 of the West High runners on the men's side placed in the top 10. Their first place finisher also talked to us about his friendly competition with Jake Parker, who he beat in this race by just 18 seconds.
Jake's a great runner. He ran 4:12 in the mile this last track season. He's going to UCLA next year to run for them. Yeah, he's a really good runner, and I wasn't really ever competing with him until this season during cross, and now that I've kind of just gotten up there with him, it's just a friendly competition between us two, and we're just kind of pushing each other to our best.
The Pioneer League runners will now gear up for the league finals, set to take place in early November.
Staying at West, we hit the pitch for girls soccer tryouts. Yes, need I remind you, summer is over, fall is nearing its end, and winter will soon be here, even in SoCal. Hello, soccer.
We're coming down to a little less than a month prior to starting. We want to get our tryouts done a little bit sooner just so we can start to kind of piece together teams, players, kind of see what we have. It's nice because we run a summer program through July and we get an opportunity to really see the girls over a 5-week span. So this is kind of just getting another shot at looking at some players and kind of seeing, almost like a last chance, kind of what can you bring, what can you do for us. Today was just the returners, so a chance to kind of let them compete against each other. Yesterday we had all the girls together, so kind of nice for the freshmen to get a little taste of that. And then Thursday it'll just be all the new girls, and by then we kind of make our final decision and kind of put girls in places and, leave some space for some change and go from there. Basically, this was our group of returners from varsity, JV, and fresh off. It's interesting because this is actually the first year my numbers are the smallest they've been. We've had a lot of girls kind of choose other things, or soccer's not their thing. I think a lot changes. In the past 4 or 5 years that I've been here, I've graduated almost 10 girls every year. So you're looking at basically half your team. It's another year of losing a lot and kind of trying to fill those spaces. And your returners have to step up and kind of be those girls that prove and show, what we're made of and what we can do and build on from, our years past. For here, we're really just kind of matching up players and we might have a girl on the borderline and we're kind of comparing to what we have or what we need and really giving them a chance to kind of go up against that other player. We're kind of just trying to see the things that we we know they're capable of, and just if there's anything else they've kind of pulled out of their, the hat, and kind of just go from there.
I play center mid, so it's usually holding, but sometimes I play attacking too. I used to play defense, and then when I joined club, one of the years my coach, it was actually Jess who made me play center mid, and I just ended up sticking with it. And I think it's a lot of fun. Holding mids do a lot. They're like the playmaker of the game. They get the ball a lot and switch the field. So I like that. I'm pretty calm on the ball, so it helps. I just want to become like a better player all around, get forward more, score some goals, and shoot more. I think that a lot of what I can work on is also playing combos with the other players in order to get up the field.
If we can be a little more consistent right from the start, I think that would really help us, moving forward, not waiting till season starts at the end of the season. And that's why I say I think it kind of starts with here, tryouts, and who best works together. Where can we put on the best team, and how can we put on the best team of girls, I think is important. It's soccer time, it's getting colder, so it's soccer season's upon us. Just really looking forward to the year, because I think especially for the Pioneer League that we play in, you just never know with who's going to have what. Every team is always a challenge. It's really been exciting the last couple of years, so definitely looking forward to that, and it's kind of the beginning of everything, and so we're definitely excited.
Warriors on 3, ready? 1, 2, 3, Warriors!
And this team, ECC men's soccer squad, battled back from a 2-1 deficit against Rio Hondo recently with less than 2 minutes to go in regulation. That was Khalil Silva with the early goal, and that's Larry Lopez with the equalizer, preserving the 2-2 draw with the Roadrunners. Never give up, folks. And that is going to do it for this week's show. We will be back next week. We will see you then. In the meantime, here are the social media stats. I'm at Lesley Mia. The show is at the SportsDesk TV. We've got email, Facebook. Be sure to keep in touch and take us behind your scenes. For everyone here at the SportsDesk, I'm Lesley Robins. Thanks for watching.